Hey guys, we're gonna go down to our local game store and trade in these 3 boxes of PS2 games and see what we can get. So stay tuned. Alright, let's see some of the things we have in here. We've got Pirates, Ark the Lad, Mark of Cree, Flow, Triggerman, Defender, Mustang. We have over here Pro Bass Challenge, Strike Force Bowling, ATV Off-Road, 4, 2, all the ATVs I think. We have here some SmackDown versus Raw. This is a Dynasty Warriors game, Project Eden, SOCOM. Bunch of games in this one. I don't even know what they are. We've got everything from Gran Turismo, The Italian Job. This is a Superman game. Actually, this is an incomplete version of a Superman game that I have a ruined disc of. We have Mercenaries, more Gran Turismo, Sky Odyssey. Okay, so a bunch of crap basically. Let's go see what we can get for this.
3 hours later.
All right, we're back, everyone. That was super fun. So I've got, I got 2 PS2 games. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 PS3 games, 1 PS4 game, and 1 3DS game. So let's take a look at what they are. We'll start with the 3DS game, and it is Majora's Mask 3D. Now, I showed this to a couple of my friends on the way back. I was texting them. And they're like, dude, that is the best version of Majora's Mask. That's awesome that you picked that up. And I had to admit to both of them, I've never played a Zelda game in my life. With the exception of 5 hours of Breath of the Wild. When I had the original Switch, I picked that up. And then, I've ended up selling that Switch not long after that with a copy of that game. So, never got far into a Zelda game. Never really understood the appeal of Zelda games, but I'm hoping I'm a bit older now, that I'm a bit more understanding of how games work and play through them, that I might be able to get through a Zelda game. So here is Majora's Mask 3D. Next up is the PS4 game. It is Cat Quest and Cat Quest 2, the Possum Pack. And I know some of you are going to be laughing like, Cat Quest, are you kidding me? Seriously, that game? Let me tell you what, the Cat Quest series is a hidden gem of a series. I love it. I have Cat Quest 3, right? I've not finished that game, but I downloaded the demo and had so much fun with that game that I had to immediately pick that one up. And then I watched videos of the first and the second one. I'm like, it's kind of more of the same. And I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. This is the kind of game that I'm hoping to get involved with my daughter, that she can play with me, or I could watch her play and kind of teach her how to play an action RPG kind of a game with some cute cats in it that she might actually enjoy. So I am truly super excited to be playing this game. On to the PS3 games. We have NBA Jam. I believe this game came out on PS Plus at some time in the past on the PS3, back when it was in its early days, and I picked it up there, and I had a great time with it. I've really enjoyed all the NBA Jam games. It's the arcade sports games that I enjoy the most, so Jam or Blitz or any kind of a backyard, or any of these games that are more arcade based than sports are so much fun, and I have a lot of fun with them. So we have NBA Jam here on the PS3. Again, this is something that I think my daughter might enjoy playing with me. If not, some of my friends that come over and hang out, we might be able to play this one together and really relive some of the glory times. Sticking with that arcadey theme is WWE All-Stars. Now, I've recently gotten rid of some of my WWE and WWF games, the earlier ones anyways, things that might have been on the PS1 or the PS2. I've kept the ones that were on PS3, 4, and 5. I can just tolerate them a bit more. I think they've modernized enough to something where I could enjoy them better. And I have no nostalgia whatsoever for any of these games on PS1 or PS2. I had no friends that played them. I did have one friend in high school that we played a WWF game on the N64 and a WCW Nitro game, I think, on the N64 maybe. But that was really it. And he was a good friend. We enjoyed playing those, but I really have no nostalgia whatsoever for wrestling games. So unless it's modern and the controls feel better and I'm having a good time with it, I probably don't care. But this being a arcade-based brawling WWE game, I'm really looking forward to playing this one. Now, a few years ago, before I really got back into playing games, I had White Knight Chronicles, the first one on the PS3. And I never played it. I didn't get into it really. I don't think I even put it into my system other than to make sure that it worked. Because I picked it up at a yard sale a long time ago. And I took it into my local game store and traded it in. And they took it in happily from me. And I felt bad about it ever since. And then I learned that the White Knight Chronicles 2 had both the games with it, both Chronicles 1 and 2 on this particular disc. And so I didn't really want to go back and get the first one back again. Let's just get the second one since it has both of them on it. And so when I saw it in the very store where I traded the original one in to begin with, when I saw it there, I knew I just have to pick that one up. So we have White Knight Chronicles 2 being added into the collection, along with the first one again, just not on a separate disc. Next we have Darkness 2, or The Darkness 2, I should say. This is a limited edition version. I think it's all they made for the PS3 was a limited edition version. Don't really know what is considered limited about it, but I played the first and really enjoyed the first. In fact, I have it as part of my 31 Days of Terror series that's currently going on right now in October, depending on when this video gets published. And I enjoyed it quite a bit. So I'm hoping that the Darkness 2 is more of the same at the very least, if not better than the first. Because the story was really good, the abilities that you had were really good, the gunplay was really good, the powers and everything, like I said, it's a really good game. So we're going to be adding the Darkness 2 to the PS3 collection. I'm going to do 3 kind of back-to-back because they're all in the same series here. We have Air Conflicts Secret Wars, we have Air Conflicts Pacific Carriers, and we have Air Conflicts Vietnam. Now, I've not played any of these games other than, I think I played a demo for one of them. Maybe it was Pacific Carriers. And I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. There were a lot of flight games and flight sim kind of games on the PS3 that I didn't even know about. And I might have picked up 1 or 2 of them playing through demos and had a great time, because if you watched one of my earlier videos, I told you that, you know, while I had a PS3 after I got out of college and was living on my own, I didn't have a lot of game money. And so I relied heavily on PS Plus and demos to, you know, entertain me basically, because I didn't have cable and they didn't really have streaming services back then when I got out. So Netflix was just starting to take off. It was really in its disc phase. There was GameFly, of course, but I didn't subscribe to it. So I relied heavily on the demos, and Air Conflicts was one of the demos that I picked up and enjoyed. And I've always enjoyed flight games ever since. So here we go. We're adding Secret Wars, Vietnam, and Pacific Carriers to the collection. So this one's funny. If you remember at the beginning of the video when I was trading them in, I pulled out one of the games I said I ruined a copy of the Superman game. It happened to be this one, Shadow of Apocalypse, where I did a previous short on the video that the person I bought it from put a sticker on their disc. And I was heating the disc up to try and remove the sticker gently, and I guess the sticker was attached a little too tight onto the actual label itself of the disc and pulled up the artwork off of the disc, thus ruining it. And so I traded it in and they took it at a very low cost. But at the same time, they had a complete copy in their store. And so I'm going to just call it an upgrade, wink wink, that I've now got the box with the game, and there's the completed artwork. I had a sticker right there that was peeling off the artwork of mine right over his face, actually. And then we have, is that an upside down? We have that's nice. We have the actual artwork for the game too. So adding Superman Shadow of Apocalypse to the collection. And the final game is going to be Spawn Armageddon. Now, it's funny with this one too. I was just watching a video on this game a couple of days ago, I guess, on how people said how terrible it was, how almost unfair the game was at times. Like, you're using your chains to help you navigate around, but you always use them. You had to wait for a cooldown, or you had to wait for the power to build up again. And the person had said that's just like having Spider-Man not be able to use his web slingers whenever he wanted to and have to wait for them. It kind of kills the mood of Spawn. But this goes in really well with the licensed series of games that I'm looking for, particular any kind of heroes or villains types of games, comic book types of games. So adding Spawn Armageddon to the collection, something that I don't typically ever see, and it is complete as well, the game and the beautiful, very crisp artwork on here. I'm very excited to be adding this in. Anything in here catch your eye? Do you have any of these? What's interesting to you? I'd love to hear about it. I know I'm definitely excited to be playing Cat Quest. It just sounds so crazy to say that in this big stack of games here, but Cat Quest is probably the one that I'm most excited for. Probably followed by the Air Conflict series. I'm really looking forward to getting into a flight game again, particularly from the PS3 era. Well, anyways, I think the trade-in was pretty successful here. Obviously, those garbage games did not pay for all these things. I did dish out some of my own cash to do some of the pickups here, but I paid for a good chunk of it, and I'm very happy to drop them off for them. They'll clean them up and get them sold out to anyone that needs stuff like that. So try and support any of your local game stores, especially if they have games like this that you're interested for your collection. They may not pay you what you might be able to get 100% from someone else. For example, if I were to go and sell, let's say if I were to go and sell Cat Quest 2 here, myself, I might be able to get $20 to $25 for this game. It actually does go for that. I paid $20 for this one. They might offer me somewhere around $12 for the game if I were to trade it back in. So up to you how you want to handle things, but I do like to support my store. They do have a way of getting things in, and I kind of factor that in as part of the cost of sourcing for some of the things that I can't get on my own. So when you look at things like that, some of the overhead for sourcing, for cleaning, and just having things generally available, knowing that they're legit because they check everything disc-based stuff, cartridge-based stuff in particular, knowing that they look over these things to make sure that they're clean, they replace batteries on things as needed. All that cost just seems to factor in for me. It just makes sense to support groups like this. So if you have a favorite store, I'd love to hear about them. Check them out online. Maybe I can purchase something from them. Otherwise, hey, tell me about how you are going out and building your collection. And thanks for viewing us with Let's Build a Collection.